And I think the best question that you can ask your players, and it's not just hitting, I think this is at every position, is why? Because we need to know how they're thinking. If you don't know how your hitter is thinking, then we can't make the connection with them. Because he might go tell you 10 different things. It's not going to make sense to the guy that hits behind him. Everybody's brain works different ways. Okay? And it's our ability to make that connection as a coach, because there's not one way to do it. Okay? Some guys I have, will come in, and I'm fortunate enough to work with a lot of guys, pro guys all the way down to like some 8-year-olds. Okay? To high school hitters, to Division I, Division II, Division III guys that play at the next level. Everybody has something different that works for them. I have one guy that he has to go out, he has to think about trying to hit every ball right down on the top of home plate to be successful, because he goes up this way, and that's okay. I have another guy that hits too many ground balls. He has to try to hit a catcher pop-up every time just to tell himself to get on plane. And that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but we need to have that conversation and talk to them and say, hey, I want you to think this so we can accomplish this. It's not that I want you to hit the ball straight up. It's that I want you to get on plane and hit a line drive. And that's the open line of communication that we have to have with all of our guys. And that communication is different between however many hitters you have on your roster. I think in the fall in my program between juniors and seniors, I have almost 40 guys, 30 of them being position players that we all have to handle. And my job, and I have an assistant hitting coach with me, and our job is to break down that barrier of distrust, where they don't trust you. Okay? And we got to put that all together where they can trust you.
Yeah, Scott, you're in it. You do both. How can facility owners or hitting instructors and hitting coaches try to communicate a little bit better?
I think that's really hard, because I think ego's real. Being on both sides, I'll call it both sides of the aisle. I've sat there with my guys, the guys that I work sometimes with outside of school. Okay, before I was in a high school coach, where they walk in and all they do is talk crap about their high school coach. He's trying to get me to do this. He's trying to get me to do that. Ask him questions. Figure out what's that coach's why. Why is he telling you that? And at the same time, then you're teaching that kid how to be a better player for his team too. And then on the opposite end, as a high school coach, a lot of times you deal with the private instructor. Same thing. Ask him why. Let's figure out what's going on. At the same time, don't be hesitant to go reach out to the guy, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to get our players better. And if either side is losing sight of that, we should probably double check the profession that we're in.